Hey, widows and widowers. I just really wanted to check in and say happy holidays. And hold on, let me get these glasses. And to kind of see how's it going. Um, there's no shame in, owning your feelings. You know, I am a huge believer, as you may know, that you got to talk yourself through it. Right? Our loved one. And by the way, I'll be doing some rapping. Hey, I'm a widow with children, and I'm an auntie for the first time in my life. So yay! So where do I start? Let's say this first. You get through it. What you're feeling right now, if you're able, find your place, you know, and that's where you can find some peace. And that's not necessarily always by yourself in solitude, you know. So go somewhere where you just feel calm. And in that moment, even if it's in a room full of some of your favorite people, and just feel the calmness and let that support you and your feelings right now of missing your loved one. Okay? And just take a deep breath through the nose and slowly out through the mouth. And hold true to the love and the memories that you hold and you of your loved one. I mean, do it as many times as you need to. All right. So find that place that gives you some sense of calm. Because believe it or not, it helped offset that. Let's just be honest. This shit don't feel good, right? Regardless of how our loved ones transition. But because we are human beings, we accept the process, right? Remember now, we have to do that. We have to find a place where we put death in our life. But I didn't come on here to talk about that. I came on here to let you know that I support you and that what you're feeling, you'll get through it. I'm telling you, I am approaching year 11 of January 23rd of 2022, and it gets better. I can quote you all the steps, and I've listed them in previous videos of this, the steps of grief, and they are real. And there are those moments of grief, those emotions that you have to feel, you know, and you crave for someone to not just have empathy, because that's wonderful and that's great, but you want someone that feels or have felt what you are feeling now or have felt, you know. I know for me in the beginning, those first few years, um, just real quick, I felt like, well, hey, I could do this. I could do this, you know. However, suddenly my husband was gone. I mean, my friend, we were just so good together. And not just good, we were cool, you guys, you know? And I was just like, no, I can do this. I don't need counseling. I don't need all this. Oh, not me. I'm good, and for Black women and our subconscious mind is like, hey, you don't have time for this. And this is, crying and moping and all that things. But really, I did because I was losing my mind. I tell you, not in a way where I want to hurt somebody, but I couldn't. and I wouldn't deal with my emotions, my heartache, my anger, because there was no one for me to be angry with. So my imagination would just go wild, you know, because I needed something, you know. So I'm here to tell you that I get it. I get you. Okay. And I would hope that every widow and widower, I invite our males to watch this channel, and also to add, because there is a male element to this, because now I know through counseling, through talking it out, that it's so much better. So if you guys want to hang out for a few minutes and we just talk through these emotions as I wrap Christmas gifts, look, I am going to be a real, I guess, Santa Claus this year, running around dropping off gifts at doorsteps. That's just where we are. But I choose to find the joy in all of it. Okay, I did my time in the belly of the beast. Okay, for my religious people who know what I'm talking about, I've done my time in hell. I don't believe in it anymore because I've been there and it's up here. Okay, now that God, my higher self, Bob, Belinda, whatever you want to call the great I am, the creator of us, me, you, say thank you, because I'm no longer there. You know, and for those of you who are new to dealing with your emotions when it comes to the bereavement and mourning, really, I mean, and the pain of missing a loved one, I I get you and I understand you. I apologize, you guys. I need to turn the volume up a little bit, you know. And we're just going to talk it through. One human being to another human being, but together we're missing our and celebrating our favorite human being that has transitioned. How about that? Right? So, like I said, let me go back. I got counting my emotions. I'll tell you. In the beginning, I get it. You know, a lot of people I've seen in some of the comments. One, I don't. I can't remember exactly, but to some extent, it felt like I didn't understand. Right? And all I can say is, you're looking at me now. Right? Like I said, it's almost in less than 30 days. It would have been 11 years when my husband passed away suddenly while I was pregnant with our youngest son. Yeah. And if you really want to gain anything from my videos, you guys, and I truly, from the depth, excuse me, from the depths of my soul, want people to know that you get through it. If you don't believe me, go back and watch those first few videos I made, which was 3 years ago, 4 years ago, um, on these topics. I wasn't smiling as much. I was very lateral in what I talked about, which means I just talked about the issue in very generic terms, like, hey, and hey, I'm a forensic accountant, so I spoke that way, like, hey, you guys may not want to do this. You want to uh, place these certain strategies in place to protect you and your assets and your children's financial future. How to protect yourself from yourself financially. You know, But if you watch my videos, you'll see how my tone changed. And even in the videos, I even said, you guys, I had to go get some counseling. Right. And you know what's great motivation for me now that I bring this up about my, previous videos? I'll go back and I'll watch myself because it shows progress. You all, God is real. Like I said, I don't get into telling people what you label, but know that there is someone higher than yourself, you know? And it is amazing, you know? Excuse me for a second. And these are tears of joy and peace. Because like I said, I've been in the belly of the beast. I've been in hell up there. Nah, and I'm telling you, you don't have to stay there. And why would you want to? Because in your best self, you wouldn't want to be there anyway. I know it. Because I didn't. I am so in love with life again. And I encourage you to be intentional on your joy. Because that's a wonderful world in spite of what's going on right now. It's a beautiful world out here. And there are people that love you. And if you don't think they do, I get on here and share with people I probably would not ever meet. My deepest and sincere emotions. I mean, some of my family members find out about how I'm progressing in my grief journey by watching my YouTube videos because either in the moment of expression, they're not around for me to share it, or I just feel more comfortable with expressing it to someone in a more, I guess, it's non-tangible sense. In other words, you can't talk back. Well, yes, you can in the comments, and you do. you know, and I'm just really grateful for you guys and for the opportunity to be in an emotional space, in a mental space, to where I would I wouldn't want anyone to hurt like this, like I did. And hold on, you guys. And I am crazy in love with life again. I just think I'll say it something similar already, but I get it, you guys. I really do. I really do. You know? Like, it's a space where your heart and your mind, at least in those first few years, just missing each other. They're not communicating at all. Mm-mm. And then you add, I call the trilogy the heart, the mind, and the physical body. None of which are communicating with each other. Not like they did prior to the transitioning of your loved one. You know, it's like each one of the Trinity had its own agenda. My physical body was like, I need some type of reprieve or something to get me out of this heartache because it was so heavy, right? So my body required to some level, I mean, I wouldn't say required, but it desired very deeply a solution, you know, everything from, hey, drinking, um, you know, doing things to make yourself sleep just to not go through it physically and mentally, you know. Sex. Now, make sure you pay attention to what I said. Not so much relationships, but sex. Just something to get your to satisfy that, to take your physical body to numb the pain that you're feeling. Right? All of these can be avoided if you, one, talk it through. Understand that your emotions are pressure. And like I say all the time, pressure will bust a galvanized pipe. Hold on, you guys. This is my mom. I got to get this one. Hey, mom. All you gotta do is just download them, and then when you do your email, just attach them to your email. Okay. Wow, we're recording the video live. Okay, bye. All right, y'all. That was my mommy. Oh, but yeah, pressure will bust a galvanized pipe, and I don't care how healthy you are. This is flesh. This is not galvanized metal. Okay, nowhere near it. So, not dealing with your emotions and suppressing them and constantly suppressing, like you suppressing pressure in a pipe, eventually it's going to burst. And you don't want that. And I say that because, what was it? 11, 13, 12, 13. Oh my goodness, it was. In year 7, January 10th, I had this moment. Yeah. Where my body has said enough is enough. I got up. Well, in hindsight, which is always the truth, where the truth lies, I want to say for on and off for a few months, I couldn't really, the left side of my scalp just felt funny. Like, and then it got to the point where it felt numb. And I remember, like I said, in hindsight, I was like, I'm not going to claim that doing that religious thing. I ain't claiming that. That ain't me. When that should have been me going to the doctor. Okay. And on January 10th, it was on a school day. My daughter woke me up. She's like, Mom, it's time for you to get up to take us to school. And I was like, what? And so she left out the room. So I got up. And all I remember is on the left side of my head felt like it was just on fire. I was like, when I sat up and I felt my body jerk. And I literally just remember falling back on the bed. That was it. And I ended up at the local ER. But the reason I'm sharing this to you, not to revisit that moment, to let you know I'm not here to just encourage you, give you the fluff of it all, but to also give you the reality. I have 4 children that I love deeply and that I'm honored that they chose me to be their mother. So in those moments, I was like, God, get me out this hospital. And believe it or not, God did. I was in counsel. I changed how I ate. When my husband passed away, I went through all the steps, then some, when it came to the grief, the steps of grief, 12 steps of grief, right? So I gained a lot of weight, you guys. I mean, everything was just out of order. It was. And it was time for me to reclaim my joy, my happiness, and reclaim my body. Okay. And in those moments, I just felt so heavy and so exhausted. Really. Even at times, I was like, I just can't. And God looks at me and was like, if you can't do it for you, do it for those 4 that love you. Do it for your mother that loves you. Do it for your neighbors that you have grown to love and cherish. So if you get in those moments where you feel like you just can't do it for yourself, you find somebody or something like a cause and say, I'm going to do this thing for you. And let me tell you something. Once you get on that cycle of doing it, which is healing yourself for somebody else, you come to that day of reckoning, right? That ultimately you're doing it for you. And you stand up and you accept that challenge of healing yourself for yourself. So if you gotta fake it till you get there, you do that. But as long as you get there, and there is that place inside yourself where you accept where you are and what you're feeling, and you are intentional on getting to a better place. That's spiritually, physically, and in your heart space, your soul. Okay. You know, you can do this. I'm telling you. You know, you are doing this because whether you know it or not, time hasn't paused, stopped. It's moving forward. So whenever you're feeling this, it's getting heavy. Just check it out and remind yourself. Okay, listen to me. Remind yourself that what I'm feeling right now will be it gets behind you, because remember, time don't stop. And let me tell you another technique. Like, I'm telling you guys what I do on a daily basis, how I got to where I am now, and this is propelling me to where I know I'm going in the future. And when you need encouragement, I'm just going to take a quick shot around my room because, like I said, I have little ones drawing pictures, and actually this wall here was covered with them. I had to take them down because they have other pictures they want to give me that they've drawn. So I got to put the newest ones on this wall. Yeah. So let me tell you what I do. Okay. Just a quick, run of my room and everything. And it doesn't always look like this. Let me show you something. This is my dresser, right? I'm so intentional on my joy. I don't know if you can see that. I have the word believe here, right? This has been up there for, oh wow. How many years have you been up there? About three? About 3 or 4? I'll say 3 years. I have quotes. I have list of healing tones, which I never knew anything about until I had my medical situation in 2018. Never knew it existed. So when you're ready, God is ready. So it says when the student is ready, the teacher will come. And I was ready to listen. I was ready to act, to do the steps, to reclaim my life. And slowly put death in a place that is so beautiful as the birth of my children. And I pray the same for you. Okay? My healing tones are here. Oh, yeah. This is my strap plate for my instrument. Okay. I have a list of goals. Some more future goals. Let me show you what my TV looks like when I'm not watching it, which is I'd rather watch my TV. Look at this. I am not playing, you guys. Look at this. This is what I write and I put on my television. And then when I turn TV on, I put them back there. I'm not playing, and you shouldn't either, because you're worthy and you're worth it. Hold on, I'm gonna take you to my bathroom and see how this looking. But I'm doing all this to let you know that I'm not playing. Look at my mirror. Look at this. You see? I'm not playing. Not at all. Need to change my bulb, but I'm not. I didn't like how the belly of the beast felt. And it smells too good down there. I want to take you to another part of my house downstairs, because I'm not always in my room. And what I want you to know is on my front door, look at this. Once again, believe. See, people, this journey was not meant for us to isolate ourselves, not in any shape or form. Okay. I want to show you guys my tree. And one of the reasons I started this YouTube channel, with the encouragement of my oldest daughter, yeah. I can't take death away because I did not create it. And I'm in a place now I wouldn't even try. Okay. But what I would do, if I could, is just take that sting of it away from me, so you wouldn't have to experience that. Okay. And it, knowing that you get through it, I just want to tell y'all, I celebrate you. You're already doing it, and you're doing a good job. I don't care what you say, but you are. Okay. So, oh wow, 30 minutes. So, that was my pep talk. So, what are you guys doing for Christmas? Like I said, for me, I am wrapping gifts, getting ready for my Santa. Well, what do you call it? I haven't quite found a catchphrase for it yet, but I'll be in my Lexus sleigh delivering gifts. How about that? All right. And of course, I just want to also let's talk about something light, okay? all of it's light and it's rich and fulfilling. Believe me, nothing I've said is not something that should not encourage you, warm your heart, hopefully make you smile, you know? Because let me tell you something, you guys. Oh, excuse me. Let me also tell you this. This single parent thing, and let me back up real quick. I was at a Christmas event, right? A friend of mine had. And he's been coaching me, and hold, kind of like my accountability partner. And I had someone, I was, kind of talking to there, and I was about to say, well, I'm a widow with children, by, introducing myself and things like that to him. And I caught myself because my friend is like, hold up. We had this long discussion, and let me know how you guys feel about it. So, how do we introduce ourselves? Are we, of course, single parents, or are we a widow with children? So, which one do we use? Right now, my accountability coach I've known over 20 years, right? He suggests, strongly suggests in a way, and he said it from a male perspective, stay away from the vernacular of single parent, right? And he would say, try saying that, I am a widow, and if it's any of their business, I am a widow with children. All right. So, like I said, I've been having those conversations with him, in the past. So it was time for it to come to test, put it into practice, I guess. Not so much test. So a gentleman was there, and we had been in the room together. When I say we've been in events or soirees, before, and we were talking, so it wasn't very. We were familiar with each other. However, he didn't know the details of me being a widow and things like that. So I paused. I was about, well, and I was confused. How am I gonna meet somebody out? I mean, I can meet guys, but how do I get past, to the next level? Not even the next level, the next, I don't know, 10, 12 seconds if I cannot properly introduce myself. I'm laughing because I was just like, girl, get it together. Get it together. But let me also, okay, now that I have your attention, right? This happened. Let me tell you about something that happened, right? I was at UPS. I think this was last month. It was rain. It had been raining. It was drizzling. So I was getting out my car. I had all these, boxes and a bag. And this particular location, they only let, due to the current, circumstances, they only let, I think, 6 people in at a time, and everybody else have to stand outside. So, okay. I'm trying to, kind of maneuver my keys and all that good stuff. All while, hold on. Okay. All the while walking, putting my mask on. So it's like I had all this stuff. And I'm putting my mask on, preparing myself. I had on my baseball cap. And I did, my glasses had began to fog up. So, so I'm kind of like, I didn't know I was struggling. It didn't, now that I think about it, okay, I may have looked like I was having some problem. So I'm walking, balancing my bags, putting my keys in my pocket, trying to put my mask on my face, and cell phone in the other pocket, just trying not to drop anything. But I was, hey, in my mind, in that moment, I was doing it. I was getting to go. Not knowing, I guess, to onlookers, I needed some help, some assistance, right? So I walk up to the door as I get closer, you all. And so I peep in because there was nobody standing on the outside. So I peeked in and I was like, because there's a large sign that said only 6 people. They have like little squares for each person to stand in, because I was familiar with going to the store, to the UPS store. And so, I was prepared to just stand out in the drizzle. So the door opens and he was like, no, 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 you can come on in. And I was like, well, you can't, I was like, he was like, oh, they're not in here. They're going to the back. So when I looked at it, I said, oh, thank you. So the couple was headed to, I guess, the PO boxes. So I walk in, and as I walk through the door, all of us, the same gentleman that opened the door for me to, alert me of what was actually going on the inside, I didn't notice he was doing this. This is what I did, y'all. Hold on. I had boxes. I had my, a bag, right? This is probably how I was. And my glass was kind of foggy, right? So I like this. I mean, it was a lot more than this. And so the gentleman did like this. I did not get it. I'm serious. It just went, And he said, I'm trying to help you if you need any help. And I looked at him. And I said, oh, I got it. Right? No disrespect. Didn't think anything about it because for the last 10 years, I've been doing all this, by myself. So I had become used to doing multiple things without the assistance of anybody else. Because remember, my spouse transitioned in 2011. So I had become accustomed to it, to the point where I did not notice or even accept, the kind chivalry of a man. And let me tell you something. I'm that type of sister where when my husband was living, you guys, you have to watch another video, but this is the truth. Not something I told my husband. This is something that he always did. I didn't pump gas in my car. I didn't wash my car. I didn't cut the grass. Anything needs to be done around the house, my husband took care of it. All I did was pay the bills, of course, work and just live my life. Just to give you a thought, right? I wanted to grow a container garden, right? I had it all planned out, mapped out. And one Saturday morning, I hear my husband in the backyard and I go, look. He went and bought all the material and he had got started on the container garden for me. That's the type of human being that my mother-in-law and my father-in-law created. And I'm so grateful that I got a chance to experience him. Oh, excuse me, you guys. But anyway, back to the present. So I bring that up to let you know, I know what chivalry feels like. I know what chivalry looks like. And I love it. I do. But during the time that my husband, Christopher, we call him Chris, hasn't been in my life, I learned to adapt. I learned how to hold this, do this, do this, do this, do this, and do some exercises at the same time. All the while, I'm thinking and planning. You see my calendar up here for next week, the next 2 minutes, next month. I say I just say that. So you can't really blame me for not really noticing that Kanye man at the UPS store. That is my defense, okay? Oh my goodness. But I bring all that up, you guys, you all, that it's okay. You know, it is okay. When you have those moments where some people say that you miss the mark, you don't really miss it, because actually the story gets a little bit, it's more to it. I get into the store. I'm gonna tell. Let me finish. You'll see what I'm going with all this, right? Because those, when you feel like it even cross your mind that you missed the moment, because I did in a parking lot. It was a teachable moment. It was to bring attention to an area of my life that, hey, that's calling for some attention. Okay, yeah. So let me finish the story. So I get into the UPS. I find my little square. Right, there's this lady in front of me, and when I say this lady was, oh my God, when I say fabulous, I mean she was looking good. This, and she had to be about, I don't know, I'm gonna say 60, but she could have been 70. She had long gray hair, and the reason not just from her aesthetics, how she looked, but she was also, how people talk when they have on their cell phone and they have them on the speaker and they talk, that I was like, ugh, it just irks me. Like, come on now. But anyway, I'll tell you about how she looks because this leads into what happens next. So I'm in, like I said, I'm in my square and I'm checking the lady out in front of me. Like, I mean, she looked good. She had her lashes on, and she was just doing look good, right? Had her jeans. I was like, dang, like, I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, I could do a little here. Or you think I probably need to get some lashes, that type of thing. Just I was like, oh, I could probably get a couple of lashes. I don't know, but anyway, all right. So the lady gets off the phone. So I move up, because one person had exit, so somebody else comes in behind me. So I'm just in the mood, right? I'm progressing, like everybody else in my own zone. So the lady finally gets off the phone. And so I was like, okay. And so the lady turns around and look at me. This is how she did it. I'm gonna do like, you're me. So she turns around, she's like, I think somebody's a little curious about you. It's me. Like I said, I got on my baseball cap, some jeans. I was like, at this time I had my things set on the table, the little center table. So I was like, oh, me? I was like, oh, just like that. And so this is her. You or me again. Yeah. And so she looks over at the guy who opened the door and alert me of, that there was another spot. And I looked over at him. At this point, he's, I could see only his side, his peripheral, because he's all on the other side. And so the lady behind me was like, I don't think she's seen it, sis, because I saw it, right? So I was like, oh, okay, okay. So I'm like, somebody else leaves, so we pulls up, we move up. So that was the end of that, right? So now the gentleman who offered to assist me with my packages and open the door for me, grant you, I looked this man in the face, but okay, I looked and I didn't look. I looked, but I didn't notice. And so when he turned around, walked out, I was like, this dude was fine as hell. Cute. I mean, he was really cute. He really was. And I was like, okay. So, I'm just now in my own world, like, nah, he couldn't have. Nah, nah, right? I don't know where all this mucus is coming from. Anyway, that's neither here nor there. So I finish up. So I'm headed out the door now. Yes. And I notice, because by now my glasses are clear and they're definitely clear. And I noticed the guy standing by his car, right? Now this is a shopping district. So I felt safe. I didn't feel like he was trying to attempt to do anything because there were like a lot of people there, you know. And so I'm walking out, at this point I don't have anything in my hands. So I don't have anything to kind of semi-distract me. So now I'm in my thoughts because I'm like, I gotta pass this man to get to my car. So I kind of walk out away, kind of in the center, of a parking lot. So I'm walking, and I kid you not. So the guy says, he's like, I apologize. I didn't mean to, what was the word? Discombobulate you. And I was like, right? And so he was saying that, he was smiling. I was like, oh, okay. And I was like, no, you didn't. And I said that I just wanted him to know I knew what the word meant because I really felt discombobulated at that point. Now that it was made, I was made aware of what was going on by Miss. I think somebody's curious about you. Did you see how she looked me up and down? Anyway. And I said, no, you didn't. I said, it's just I have all these deliveries and everything. So he was like, well, you could have had somebody pick it up. I was like, yeah, I could have. Thank you for letting me know that. Are you a UPS executive or something? That's all I could come up with, right? And so he smiled. He was like, no. I said, but you're right. I could have had these packages picked up. And I went on to say, cabin fever. Every chance I'm able to safely get out and see people, I do it. And he said, oh, okay, that's really nice. Just like that. And I started, slowly walking off. I was like, it was thanks again. And I said, I didn't want you to think I was being rude. It was just that I had a lot going on. He was like, yes, I saw that. And I just wanted to, you know, just let you know I didn't mean any harm. I meant to help. That's what he said. I said, thank you. He turned around and got in his car. And we both kind of went, he went to his car and I went past his car to mine. So I get in my car. This is where I was like, how could I have missed that? I was like, man, I missed it. Right? No, I didn't. In that moment, my body, my heart, my mind was like, you didn't miss anything. What I want you to do, since you're intentional on everything, because I'm a left brain, I like to think. Since you're so intentional on your joy, your happiness, I'm gonna need you to pay attention to this area of your life. And one is a mate. I've done videos about the steps that I want to take, to start dating. But due to the current pandemic, that's kind of difficult. It's not difficult, but I kind of put that on pause. And I said, well, okay. Because I trust who I am now. In the beginning, I didn't fully trust, myself. And I said, okay, so how do I, be intentional on this? And then guess what? The first thing is like, sis, I'm gonna need you when you come out the house, make sure you looking and smelling your best. Make sure not just on the outside, I need you feeling good because this dude just saw you for you. Right? So I need you to continue down this. Oh, you guys. I probably would never work for the gift wrapping company. But anyway, I need you to get it together. Okay. You know, it was like I was talking to myself. It was like you want this handsome, active, and I'm not gonna go down the list of all the fine qualities I wanted to make. Well, hey, light attract light. So I'm gonna need you to get it together. Because I'm ready to give it to you. You know, are you ready to accept? So there go that term again. That are you ready to accept? And I was just like, wow, that's a real question. You know, I could make videos all I want about dating after your spouse has transitioned, but putting it into practicality, I haven't got there yet. You know, that was a clear message to me. Okay, you've made great accomplishments. Now it's time to focus on this area of your life because it is okay to have companionship, you know, love, you know, with another mate. Okay, so I had to come to grips with that in a doggone parking lot. But hey, I ain't mad. It was just me in my car and one the love of my life, God, teaching me once again, making me aware. And because I trust my God, my higher self, the creator of me and the universe, I accept. I did. Yeah. So, you know, I would love to hear for those that, and I don't even know if, you know, widows that are dating or have dated, I would please, if you could just let me know in the comments, you know, I'm sure you have amazing advice, stories on how to approach it, you know. Um, so yeah, I would greatly appreciate that. We all would. And you know, it also helps to give us hope too, you know. Yeah. So oh my goodness. I've been talking almost an hour. It does not feel that way. For those of you with children, how is that going? Yeah. You know, real quick, my oldest son is now 14. My youngest son is 10. He's about to be 11 in February. And I love to always tell people that grief doesn't have a timeline and that it can, and if the symptoms or the steps of grief resurface, does not declare means failure. It doesn't. What that does mean is that it's time to revisit that. You know, what it does means is that it just means you have to revisit. Um, I went through this with my 14-year-old. When my husband passed away, our son, our oldest son, was 3 years old, and when I started them in a youth bereavement group very early, like within months of my husband transitioning, it was a place for him to go and have fun. It wasn't until much later that he began. Now, when I say much later, I'm saying years later, when he started T-ball and he would see other children with their fathers, and that he began to miss the presence of his dad. That doesn't mean that the grief support group failed, or I failed, or my son was having a setback. No. It's just that in that moment, he was missing his dad. Some, what, three, I think 3, 4 years later. And it happens a lot. And it doesn't mean failure or a setback. What it means is your spirit wants to have this moment to celebrate someone you love. That's all it means. So you keep pushing forward, okay? And celebrate every success. You okay? I don't care what it is. If you got up in the morning and say, "Oh, last night was rough," but hey, it's a new day. Celebrate that. Do you understand me? And I'm not playing. It's because you're gonna need them, you know. And let me tell you this: there is nothing that I can say, do, or anybody on YouTube or in the book that takes the place of you getting the help that you need. That's through a therapist, counselor, um, a family member, friend, a trusted neighbor. Do you understand? You get your help. And if it ever gets so heavy, when I say when those feelings, those emotions get so heavy, you pick up your phone and you call 911 or whatever local emergency that you need, and they will get you to where you need to be. And in the process, you keep calling on God or whoever it is that you know that keeps you, sustains you, the one that you know that created you. Okay. And I created a short a while back, and I do have something very wonderful that I'm in January that I want to share with you all, and it works. These are some of the most beautiful things that God revealed to me that I've actually put into practice that has gotten me to where I am now, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, with everything. It's now communicating with each other, you know? No longer discombobulated in that sense, you know? Just know that you get through it and talk it out. Do you understand me? Create a YouTube channel. All right. One of the things I can guarantee you, because this worked for me, and I've had other widows and widowers to say the same thing. And I'm telling you, this is facts. What do they say now? 100. 100, whatever. Give to something else outside of yourself. It's something about when you give. Like when I started my YouTube, I just got on here to give people information. Like, I was telling you, everything was technical and very lateral and purposeful. But nonetheless, that's a lot of that, I could charge for it. But I just gave it to people. And it was healing me. So there's something about giving of your time or your talent, or of your resources. But for me, more so of my talent to help someone be a better them, you know, giving someone a helping hand spiritually, financially, academically, you know. So it's something to that. So do it. And also, it's something, let me tell you something. Start every day saying thank you. Gratitude, I know you may hear a lot of, but I'm telling you, remember, I work on the premise. I live on this premise in my grief journey. And that's about to evolve by me saying grief journey, or my journey to rediscovering me, and my journey of discovering new joys, you know, the new me. Gratitude. I'm telling you. But anyway, look, I got another one. So happy holidays. It gets better. Celebrate every moment, no matter what it is. Give gratitude and give back. It will help support your journey. All right. Yes, those steps of journey that of grief, those are real and they're practical and they're doable. But I'm telling you, some real life ones. Give back, show your gratitude to the universe by speaking it, writing it, thinking it. 3, talking it out. Because remember, pressure will bust a galvanized pipe. We're not in that category, y'all. Okay? Talk it out. Cry it out. Talk it out. Talk and cry at the same time. So when you grab a piece of paper and you just write. You don't even have to make sense. You get it out. You hear me? And you get it out the most healthiest and beautiful ways you can. Let's do counseling. There's too many online free counseling sessions, you guys. Zoom has a ton of them. I mainly use Zoom, but I'll list some. I'll go back and I'll list some. I have another video where I have tons of them in there where you can go. And always remember, when it gets too heavy, you call 911 here in the United States. And in some areas, I think it's 211. You get the help that you need because you deserve it. You know, your loved one and our Creator do not want you to feel this pang, this sting of death. Because I guarantee you, you stay on this journey, you be intentional on your joy, you take the necessary steps, you and death will have this understanding of each other. And it'll be a beautiful thing. So, Merry Christmas. I love you guys. And know that you are worthy. And be intentional on your joy and spread joy. All right. I hope to see as many as you on YouTube, Twitter, whatever, celebrating your loved ones and yourself and this wonderful journey of life. All right. Bye.